Hi, welcome to Mentoring Moments with Pastor Paul. In this video, we're going to talk about the 7 spheres of leadership within a local church. From the time a newcomer walks into your church for the first time, until that time where they are released into ministry, there are certain things that are vital to pay attention to. So the first thing is seeking. That's the first level, seeking. First sphere of leadership, seeking. People are seeking for a family. People are seeking friends. People are seeking to connect with God, to grow deeper in their life. And they're coming to our churches. And when they come in, leadership has to pay attention to the seeking. How do we seek after the people that are coming to our church to help them connect within the church, to help them be planted in the house of God, to be planted in a life group? How do we do that? So that's a sphere of leadership, seeking. So that's vital. The second one is the role of socializing. This sphere of leadership is to help the people that are already coming to your church and they are planting themselves here, how to move them from guests to becoming friends and friends becoming family. You and I, we know that we need to spend time with people, sit down, talk about things, eat food together, and grow in socializing. And this needs to be strategic, this needs to be intentional. So socializing is another sphere of leadership. We always say in our church, IBMs are very critical. What is IBMs? In between meetings. Say you're for a life group leader and you pay attention to whenever people meet together for a Bible study. Now that is important. What is also equally important in growing the community is IBM, in between meetings. What happens in between meetings? Do we relate? Do we socialize? Do we come together and build depth in our community? That's important. The third sphere of leadership is in shepherding or in serving. This level is about ministering to the needs of the people. This is where the role of a life group leader, a role of a pastoral care pastor, what you're doing is to shepherd people, to minister to them, to meet their needs so that their lives are there is healing in their lives. They're brought to wholeness. They are deepening their life in seeking God. Now that's a shepherding aspect. Now so far we've covered 3. The fourth aspect onwards, now we take a different turn in leadership development. Fourth one is supervising. This sphere of leadership is all about supervising groups, supervising leaders. And their role, the supervisor's role, is to multiply leadership, is to identify new leaders that can be trained and released and equipped, developed, mentored. So for them, it is about multiplying life group leaders. It is about multiplying life groups as a result. So supervising. How do I grow people to become leaders? The next level, or the 5th level, is system designing. In this systemizing or system designing is to understand what are some of the core structures we need to have. What are some of the systems we need to have in place? What are some of the repeatable processes that we need to pay attention to? These are vital things. Someone has to give leadership to this. This is already a place of a management role. Then comes strategic planning. This level of leadership this sphere of leadership is about thinking about future, planning for the future. How do we plan? How do we succession planning for different key roles in our church? How do we do those things? Strategic planning for the future. Now the last level, last sphere of leadership is seeing. This is the role of a senior pastor. Seeing, because everything is determined by what do you see? What do you see? If you see what God sees, if you see what God sees about your life, about your church, about the future that He has, then you will do what God says. This is all about seeing, the vision, the clarity around vision, the clarity around the kind of church that God calls you to build, the culture in that place. So that's reserved for the senior pastor, seeing. So there's 7 spheres of leadership. Pay attention to these 7 things. And I believe our churches will continue to become healthy and be fruitful. God bless you.